Well, it's been quite a week, hasn't it? There's not been a match, but it's actually been quite an eventful week, hasn't it, in the world of the Arsenal women. We are going to have a look at everything that's going on. And of course, it is the return of the WSL. Manchester United visit the Emirates tomorrow. It's all happening here on Over and Over the Arsenal Women's Channel. This is Richard Andreas Talk AWFC. Now, of course, you may remember last week we were going to do the show on Thursday, but we had forgotten completely, of course, that the men's team were playing last night. As I'm sure you all were aware and watched the game, not the most exciting game, is it? But unfortunately, what that does mean is having to do it on Friday means this.
Hello and good evening, everybody. I'm sorry that I can't be live in the show tonight, but I'm sure Richard already explained to you. I'm flying on Friday evening to London. Yeah, for what reason? Yeah, for our game on Saturday against Man United. And so, yeah, I try to be part of the show with some analysis or prediction for the weekend via some video clips. I'm recording it on Tuesday, the 6th of January. So if something happens between 6th and January and the show, I'm sorry. But yeah.
Yeah, so obviously Andreas can't be with us live tonight because he is currently in the sky over the English Channel, probably about to land in London, ready, of course, for the game tomorrow. Now, odd that he should mention that he recorded that on Tuesday, all these video clips. And of course, there's been quite a lot of exciting news has happened, hasn't it, since this morning, let's be honest. There's been two big pieces of news, of course, as I'm sure you are aware. So let us have a look at what's going on. So, of course, the news today that Renee Slegers has been offered a contract extension until 2029. A previous contract was obviously up at the end of the season. We've mentioned this before on the show, haven't we? You know, what was going to happen? Were they going to give her until the end of the season? And then were they going to then have a rethink? Or in actual fact, were they going to offer her an extension now? And that's what they've done. And I'm not totally surprised, if I'm honest. I'm not really surprised by that announcement. I think winning the Champions League was always going to buy her the time, and you know, probably deservedly so as well. You know, at the end of the day, she's won the biggest competition that there is to win in club football so early on in her career. I'm still, you know, we've mentioned it on the show before. I know Andreas feels the same, and I know a lot of you guys do as well. She's yet to really convince me that long term she's the right answer to bring us the success that this club deserves and requires, really. Let's be honest, you know, with the money we've invested in it, with the crowds that we get, all this kind of stuff, you know, we deserve to be at the top of the pile, winning the big trophies on a regular basis. Yes, the Champions League's a great place to start, but it's a matter of building on that now, isn't it, and moving it forward. And Renee's now got the opportunity. She can relax a little bit. She's got another 3 years on her contract. You know, we've got a transfer window now at the moment open, which is important, but more important is going to be the one in the summer, because I don't think that the club maybe gave her enough rein to make the transfers that she wanted, because she had such a short contract left, and they didn't want to maybe bring in 4 or 5 players that Renee wanted, then for them to then get rid of her at the end of the season, and then a new manager has to start again. So it was a sensible option maybe last summer that we didn't maybe do much in the window, really. And I don't think we're going to do much in this window either. But I think next summer, that could be the time we can start this rebuild that we've mentioned plenty of times. So, I mean, congratulations to Renee. And, you know, I hope that she can prove to be the right one that is going to take us forward. You know, this season's been difficult for lots of different reasons. We've mentioned it plenty of times on the show, but it does seem as though in the run-up to the first half of the season, finishing before Christmas, we were starting to get a little bit of momentum building up. We were starting to win games again on a consistent basis. And, you know, there's still obviously 4 trophies going into the new year that we could realistically still win. So, you know, it's an exciting time, and Renee does deserve longer than just till the end of this season. And let's hope, I say, that she's able to, you know, to build on that Champions League. And if it means this season maybe winning a couple of cups, fantastic. And then maybe next season we can be a lot more efficient in the league. I mean, my only concern, well, not my only concern, but my main concern is when we won the Champions League last season, when you go to the knockout stage, you know, there were 5 games. There was 2 in the quarterfinals, 2 in the semi-final, and of course the final. And out of those 5 games, we played really well in 3 of them, and we played quite badly or poorly in 2 of them. And that kind of ratio of sort of 3 out of 5 games we play well and 2 we don't has kind of been where we've been in the WSL this season. When you look at the results that we've had, we've kind of, you know, we've had a few good performances, a couple of bad ones, and that 3 out of 5 ratio isn't good enough to win you a WSL. It'll win you a cup. Yes, absolutely it will. It's good enough to win you cups, but it isn't good enough to win you a league over 22 games. You've got to be more consistent than that. And Renee's still got to prove that for me. She's still got to prove that she can get the team to be that consistent in the league and win 4 out of 5 instead of 3 out of 5. And that's what we need to improve. And hopefully the second half of this season, and then more importantly going into next season right from the start. You know, the last couple of seasons, and we've been leaving ourselves too much to do very early on in the season. You know, we've lost a couple of early games, and then you're always chasing, aren't you? And again, this season, we've dropped too many points in the first half of the season, and we've got a lot of work to do again. And, you know, next season, we need to start really strongly in the WSL. We need to be ready straight on it. And, yeah, can Renee do that? Can she bring that level of consistency that's needed? That's the next step up, isn't it? I say 3 good performances out of 5 is okay, but we need 4 out of 5 on a regular basis all through the season, and then we'll be successful. So let's see. I'm happy for her, and I'll say congratulations to Renee. But the work starts now, doesn't it? This is really when the work starts now. She's got time to sit down and think about the strategy that she's going to put in place over the next couple of years, what players we need, what transfers we need, and get everything in place so that by the time her contract's up again in 2029, that we are now in a much stronger position. And if she stays on beyond that, because she's done really well, then she's got all the tools there to carry on success. Or if she does go, then the next manager who comes in has got a great starting point. And that's what Renee's job is now for the next 3 years, isn't it? And she's got the time now. You know, I think before it was all a little bit rushed. She was only had a short contract, and I don't think that's ever going to bring the best out of a manager, because they're always under pressure. Now the pressure's kind of eased a little bit. She's got more time. She can really plan for these next couple of years, and let's see what she's about. Let's see if she can do it. You know, she's got our backing, of course, all of us. I'm sure we're all in massive support of Renee. We want her to do well. And I say now we don't have to worry too much about the speculation around it all. You know, is she going to leave at the end of the season? Is she not? We know now she's not. She's staying. Let's back her as a club as well. They need to back her financially, give her the tools that she needs, give her the players that she needs, and let's see what she can do. But yeah, well done to Renee. Congratulations. And we look forward to seeing how you get on over the next couple of years. John says, I just knew Renee would get a new contract. Yeah, it always seemed likely, didn't it? Greg says, hi, Rich, not surprised on the Renee news, but very surprised we haven't moved already to strengthen our midfield. Yeah, we'll talk about the rest of the transfer window in a minute. Greg says, sorry to hear about Kyra, but we've got to sign 1 or 2 midfield players because I can't see Kyra's coming back. Yeah, maybe you're right. John says, big money spend in the summer on the women's team. The men's team is packed. Not so much money to spend there, if anything. So the money will be for Renee. I hope you're right. And Andreas says, hi, over in England. How you doing? Hope you're doing well, of course, over there in Sweden. We've had Swedish weather today, well, this week, actually. Renee, new contract. Indeed, yes, she's got a new contract today. It was signed till 2029. So there you go. So it's it's good news for the club. I think we can stop the speculation. It's good news for Renee. She's got time to build, and hopefully it'll be good news for us because we can enjoy some really good times over the next few years. LG says there, my question is she brave enough to make the tough decisions in terms of transfers and selections? Well, this is it, isn't it? This is what we're going to find out now, aren't we? Not necessarily right now in terms of this transfer window here, but I think over the next summer, of course, is a big one. Well, this summer coming, and of course, the next couple of windows after that, she's got to start building this new team, and it is going to be a new team. And you're right, there's some very, very, very tough decisions she's going to have to make. Get rid of some players that are really popular, that have been around the club for a long time, and replace them with younger, hungrier players that's going to take us to that next level. That's her job now. That is her job to do that. I think because her contract up until now was only until the end of this season, I don't think she was thinking too much longer term. She was saying, let's get the best out of the players that we've got. Let's try and push on and do what we can. Now she's got that freedom a little bit more. Let's see what she can bring to that, certainly in the summer. I'm not expecting much in this window. I am hoping, as Greg said, for a midfield reinforcement, at least one player to come in midfield. But I think the big news, I agree with, was it John who said that, in the summer, let's let the club invest. They have to invest in this women's team now. We've got the manager that they want, so let's give her everything that she needs to succeed, and hopefully she will. Let's see what happens. Lethal Chicken says, good evening, Rich. Are you ready to fresh United tomorrow? No, well, let's hope so. We'll talk about the United game as well, of course, a bit later on. Of course, it wasn't only Renee, was it? News today. There was, of course, another announcement or a new appointment, and of course it is Jodie, of course, sorry, who's been appointed technical director. Now she is going to be the first ever technical director the club's had, the women's clubs had. Now, when I first saw it this morning, I'm thinking, have they got rid of Claire Wheatley? And Jodie's coming to replace her. But no, they haven't. Claire Wheatley is still there. And this is a new role that's been created. Now, Jodie's worked hard behind the scenes over the last sort of year or so with the club. So it could be a good appointment. And of course, with Jodie Taylor now alongside the long-term management position, I think that the club are getting a little bit more of a plan in place to move the club forward. That's my feelings from today. I'm quite positive about it. Whether or not we all agree that Renee is the right manager long term or not, doesn't matter. She's here now, so let's get behind her. But it looks like the club are starting to get the pieces in place for what they want to move the club forward. And let's hope they've made the right decisions. But again, congratulations to Jodie Taylor. She's had 2 spells at the club as a player. Obviously, she's got a lot of experience in women's football at the top level, playing for the Lionesses and stuff. So yeah, let's see what she can bring. As I'm not quite sure what technical director does. Is she going to be working alongside Claire Wheatley? Is she going to be focused more on the team issues rather than maybe the business side of it? Be interesting to see. I've got a feeling it's more of a football role, isn't it? Maybe helping in terms of recruiting players, deciding the sort of players that we need, the profile of the players, and that kind of thing. I've got a feeling it's going to be more like that. But let's see. It's exciting times really for the club, isn't it? And let's hope that we can. It will come out on the pitch as well. So there we go. Aglet says, "Where's Andreas? He's at the moment. He's flying to England for the game tomorrow, so he couldn't make the show." Andreas is swimming the channel. Yeah, I think he probably is actually. We've got a comment that says, "I trust in Renee. We didn't start the season so well, but from what I've seen from last season, I believe she's up to the task." Yeah, let's hope so. I hope you're right. And there's been kind of mixed. We've had some really, really good performances. Obviously, we did fantastic in the Champions League, and we've had some really poor performances as well. And it's, obviously more good performances than poor performances over the time. But yeah, now is the time for her to really step up. And I hope that she does have success. Absolutely, it will do. Lethal Chicken says, "I was sad when I found out Wheatley was still on board." Yeah, I must admit, I saw the announcement earlier that Jodie comes technical. I thought, oh, brilliant. Claire Wheatley's gone, but no, Claire Wheatley is still there. But anyway, let's hope that we can still, that they can. The structure behind the manager, if you like, ahead above the manager, really, I suppose. But hopefully that structure is now better, and that we can really push on and become the club that we all expect us to be and want us to be, you know, which is the top club in the world, having the most success, winning all the big trophies on a regular basis. That's where we need to be now, isn't it? LG says, I'm not a big fan of ex-players taking on administrative roles. Look at the damage Edu done with the men's team. Yeah, I mean, that's one example. And I'm not necessarily saying that it's... I mean, I don't know too much about what Jodie's experience is in that type of a role. I say it's a brand new role anyway for the club, so I'm not too sure she's got much experience in it. I know she's got a lot of experience in women's football. She understands the game. And yes, you could say it's a risk, I suppose. Of course, I think all appointments are a risk, aren't they? It's a risk giving Rene a 3-year contract, let's be honest. But sometimes in football, you have to take risks, don't you, to be successful? You do. And time will only tell, won't it? That's going to be the only decision that it's going to be. Time will show us whether or not these two decisions are correct or they were good decisions or not. But that's to say all things with football, isn't it? It's retrospective a lot of the time, isn't it? You look back and say, well, that was a bad decision or that was a good decision. And it'll be the same with these two, won't it? You know, we'll maybe look back in 2-3 years' time and think, wow, wasn't January 2026 a big moment for the club? Or equally, we could, in a year's time, we could be looking back and saying, what didn't we make bad mistakes in? But, you know, it's what it is. At the moment, I'm excited that we're starting to, you know, put some stability in place, because it's been a little bit, you know, over the last year and a half, really, since Jonas left. I think there's been a little bit of uncertainty around the club. So, yeah, let's hope that this is the change of all of that. John says there, yes, it definitely looks like they want to take their women's side of the club up a level or two with the technical appointment. Yeah, the Champions League trophy will have got the owners really thinking. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, and it's the right time to do that, isn't it? I agree. So let's do it. Is what I say. Let's get it. Let's see how it goes. Let's see what direction the club are heading in. To me, it's a positive step. It really is a positive step. So that's kind of off the pitch, isn't it? We've had two rather exciting bits of information off the pitch. But of course, on the pitch, the transfer window is up and running, and there was, of course, this week a new player has joined the club. So what we'll do is, Andreas, as he knows a lot about these players, so we'll let Andreas give us his thoughts on our new signing, Selma Holgard.
So some news occurred beginning of the week. We made our first signing, yes. Smilla Holmberg, Swedish international, 19 years young, a right back. In my opinion, a very, very good signing, and of course a signing for the future. But you won't find a 19-year young player who has already, I think, 19 caps for Sweden. She won the Swedish Cup with her team, and she's already experienced international experience, and that's very rare at this age. I read about her that she's strong in 1 versus 1 defending, and she also likes to play offensive and to invert. She's more a crosser than Emily Fox is, and she has pace. So everything I read about her is positive, and I'm really optimistic that Smilla will be a good signing for the future. Of course, we had some problems in the past with young players, with promising young players like Catherine Kuhl or Rosa Kafaci. Kyra needed some time. She came from Sweden. Jenna Nicewonder is another chapter. But anyway, we also brought in young players like Frida Manum, who fitted in very well. So let's hope the best. And what we definitely needed is a backup for Emily Fox. Foxy can't play every game, and now we have with Smilla a backup. And I think it's reason for optimism, and I think she will fit in very good. I don't expect her to start, probably not getting any minutes against United, but for the lots of games that are coming. The cup games, another game against United, then Villa, then the ASV game at the Champions Cup. So there's enough games in January, in February, and Smilla will get her minutes. I'm really optimistic, and I would say it's a good signing for the future, but she also can bring a lot already this season.
Yeah, I mean, I think we've all known that we haven't had any cover for Emily Fox. She's the only natural right back we've got. Yes, Taylor Hines has been playing right back occasionally to fill in for Emily in certain matches so far this season, but you can't rely on one player in any position to go through a whole season. You're never going to get the best out of them that way. And it's a sensible signing. She's young. She's got, time to grow and develop at the club. And, we've mentioned, haven't we, the average age of the team is too much. It's too high. We need a lot of younger players coming in, with Olivia Smith coming in last summer as well. Another young player who's got an exciting future. Now we've got Holmberg as well, and another young, exciting player. And yeah, I think it's a really, really good signing in a position that we desperately needed. Yes, we know the midfield needs strengthening, and I'm sure we'll bring somebody in that area as well. But I'm happy with that signing. She's a good player. We saw her in the Euros, of course, for Sweden against England as well, didn't we? So obviously, Arsenal have got a history of Swedish players, haven't we? We seem to get a lot of players from Sweden. Obviously, Stina that we've got now, and Rosa Kafaji that Andreas mentioned there. Of course, we had Amanda Illestad and lots of others as well. So it's good that they've all been pretty reliable players generally, haven't they? The Swedish players, and Sweden have always produced great players. So no, I'm happy with the signing. I think it's great, and yeah, let's see what she can do. But yeah, I kind of agree. She's not going to come straight in the team. She's not going to take Emily Fox's place, is she? That's not what she's been bought for. She's been brought as cover, and she's been brought to give Emily a rest. And as Andreas said, we've got Subway Cup games to come. She'll more than likely play in them. We've got the FA Cup to come as well. She'll probably play potentially in that game against Aston Villa coming up. And there's going to be the World Club Championship. She's going to get some minutes there, I'm sure. But anyway, she's got time, hasn't she? She's only 19, so she's got time to develop, learn about the club, learn about the role that's needed. And I'm sure that, in a year or two's time, we'd have seen her develop into a really, really good player. And yeah, I'm excited for that. Roy says, yeah, we need that WSL title now. Yeah, we do. Maybe not this season, but it definitely needs to come. LG says, why not get someone with the best experience in a directorial role? We are supposed to be a leading club in women's football. I see another Edu in Jodie Taylor. You might be right. But, we went for a manager that maybe doesn't have the top experience. And now we've gone for a technical director that doesn't have any experience really in that role. But let's see how it plays out. I do kind of like having people in big positions at the club that have got a history with the club. I kind of like that. I do. Obviously Renee was working under Jonas before, and of course she was at the club when she was a young player as well. Jodie has been at the club before as well. So I kind of like that. I think people that have been at Arsenal understand the club, and I think that's important when you're in such a big role. I think it's important to understand the club, understand the fans, understand the expectations, and I think that could be a positive, but time will tell. Is she going to be another Edu, or will she be the next Berta? We'll have to see, won't we? I thought Sagnita would be happy when we've got another Swedish player for you. That's great stuff, isn't it? OG said, apparently Holmberg was our top priority January signing. State of this club should have been a DM. Well, I mean, we did need a right back, and she's probably the best young right back in Europe. So let's get her. I think it's a good signing. If it's the only signing we make and we don't get in the DM, then I would say that's very, very underwhelming. It's not quite enough. It's not good enough. And I'd agree with you then. If she's our only signing, that's not enough. If she was our top priority, it's good that we've got it done nice and early, and now we've got time to work on the other signings that we need. That's fine. But I say January is never a time to massively overhaul your team, is it? I think we needed a right back. We need a DM. We could maybe do one or two other options, but I can't see us doing that centre back maybe. But let's see how the rest of January plays out. But I'm happy with Holmberg. I think this is a good signing. Greg says, I don't believe making an appointment of Jody shows anything. What I want to see is their commitment to spend money and strengthen the team. Yeah, but it's her first day in the job today, isn't it? And it's good that we've made an appointment when there's a transfer window open, so she could make a really big impression very early on by making a big signing in the next couple of weeks. And that would be a great start for her, wouldn't it? So maybe it could be a good time for her to come on board. And let's get things moving. Matthews, we ever say, my friend, good to see you. And Matthew says, I want to see some midfield signings. Yeah, I mean, I think we all do, and I think we will. I think we will see those signings. And then it says Leah and Chloe fit. Leah is. I don't think Chloe is yet. I think she's still a bit of a way off. So we shall see. And Greg says there. Aggie, when are you moving to Arsenal? Yeah, that will probably be next week to come to Arsenal. Yeah, they said it will be coming, don't they? And Evil Jicky says Kelly Smith seems to have helped the team. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, see, again, I know a player with great history at Arsenal understands what's going on, and yeah, she's done a good job. I agree. Evil Jicky says Renee won't get a DM. It's not her style. I think we need one though, don't we? LG says Claire Wheatley also has a history with the club. She is also an ex-player, which means you also like. No, I like the idea of having ex-players at the club in roles. I think it's important that you've got that continuity at the club. Is Claire Wheatley the right ex-player for that particular job? I'm not convinced, like most people, probably not. But if you're going to put someone in that position that understands the history of the club and understands what the club's about, I think that's a good place to start. Is she the right one, though? That's the question, isn't it? It could be the same with Jodie Taylor. Is she the right ex-Arsenal player to be in that position? We won't know till she. At least let's give her a chance to do the job and see how she is. Claire Wheatley's had plenty of time and hasn't convinced anybody, I don't think. So I'm not saying anyone who's an ex-player should be appointed on these roles. It's got to be the right ex-player, but I like the fact that we're looking at that continuity. You know, with the men's team, we have with the manager, but maybe not so much with the coaching staff. I'd like to see a bit more of his coaching staff rather than people that he worked with at Manchester City, for example, or where he's worked at in previous clubs he's been at. I'd like to see a few more of the men's coaching side and technical side have links to the club. Yes, obviously Edu didn't work, fair enough, but it doesn't mean we should stop looking at ex-players or stuff like that, you know. But anyway, LG says the way Man United and Spurs are busy strengthening, that puts us at risk finishing outside the top three. There's always a risk of finishing outside the top three. There has been for the last 4 or 5 years when it's been Man City, Man United, Chelsea and Arsenal. There's a risk that every season one of those 4 teams isn't going to make the top 3. So we've always been under pressure, at risk to finish outside the top 3. We've always managed to do it. Is that risk any greater now? I suppose it gets greater every year. Everybody strengthens. You know, are we better now? We've won the Champions League. Are we not a better team now? Have we not got a better squad than we did maybe 2 years ago? Could be argued that we do as well. Do we still need to strengthen more? Absolutely. Yes, of course we do. And I'm sure we will. And it's crazy the way players from Norway, Sweden going to WSL. Yeah, I mean, you know, I don't know where all the young English players seem to be. But anyway, you know, it's good that I just want to see us get the best players. I don't care where they're from. I don't care if they're from Sweden or Norway or Denmark, if they're from elsewhere in the UK, if they're from anywhere in the world, Australia, America, wherever, Africa. Just get the best players. That's all I want to see us doing. And I believe that Holmberg is going to be one of the best players in her position that we could get. So I'm happy with her, definitely. Now, of course, we have recalled a couple of our younger players from loan, haven't we? In this window already to cover for maybe injuries and stuff like that, and of course the Asia Cup that's coming up. So Andreas is going to give us some of his opinions on of that particular news.
I don't know whether you want to talk about the other signings we made. We called them back from loan. Naomi Williams as backup goalkeeper. And Cecily Wellesley-Smith, a centre-back, also back from loan. I don't know whether they will stay or we will send them on loan again. And Layla Harbert is back from the loan spell she had at, was it Portland Thorns? in any case in the NWSL, in the US league. Well, Naomi Williams, she's back up, and we needed a third goalkeeper. We have Daphne, we have Annike Borbe, but due to the ACL from Manu Zinsberger, we needed a third goalkeeper, and I thought Renee said she wanted to sign an experienced backup, but Annike, had a good spell in the last 5 games, so probably Annike will be number 2, and then Naomi Williams, is here to learn and train with the experienced goalkeepers.
Yeah, I mean, it's been announced today that in the press conference that Naomi Williams is going to be staying for the season now, and I agree she's probably going to be that extra backup goalkeeper. Obviously, Manu Zinsberger's out now for the rest of the season, so we only had obviously Annike Borbe and Daphne really as a main goalkeepers, and of course we saw what happened when they were injured. So Daphne's not quite fit yet, but she's on her way back. So I think it's sensible, and I think some of those other younger players, some of the other loanees may not stay at the club. I think Layla Harbert might stay for the rest of the season at least. I think one or two of the others may go back out on loan somewhere else. I'm not sure. It tends to happen in January, doesn't it? A lot of players that are loaned out come back to the club in January. Doesn't necessarily mean they're going to play or be part of the squad. They will. Some of them might go out on loan again. But I think that certainly the Naomi Williams situation makes sense, doesn't it? In the circumstances that we've had in the first half of the season with the goalkeeping situation wasn't great, was it? So that's kind of helped on that side of things. And let's see what happens. There's a couple more players as well that Andreas wanted to talk about as well.
Cecily Wellesley-Smith, I had to Google her. That's what Cecily Wellesley-Smith, I had to Google her. She's just turned 19, and she's a very tall player, 6 feet tall. She didn't get enough minutes at Leicester. She was at Leicester, am I right? I think so. And I read about her, and some people say she's nearly as talented as Katie Reed. Others say she needs more experience, she needs more game time. Let's see. I mean, we need manpower in defense when Steph Catley is going to the Asia Cup. So maybe Cecily Wellesley-Smith might be an alternative, or she might get some minutes in cup games or whatever. And then the third name is Layla Harbert. She was for 6 months at the USA, and she's a defensive midfielder, also just turned 19. And people say she's a very talented defensive or holding midfielder, and her role model is Leah Welty. And now the 6 months in the USA, she played alongside Sam Coffey, a player who is often connected with Arsenal, and a very experienced and good holding midfielder. So if Layla learned something from Sam Coffey, let's see. At least one more player in our squad, and we always discussed that our squad is too old, and now we brought some younger players back from loan. Layla Harbert, Cecily Wellesley-Smith, Naomi Williams, and we signed a young fullback from Sweden, Smilla Hornberg. So the aging squad is getting a bit younger, so I think this is very positive. Okay, that's my thoughts to the signings so far.
Yeah, we said that before, didn't we? It's looking as though it is going to be, we're looking to reduce the average age of the squad, and I think that's important, isn't it? Because we've said it for a while, haven't we, that the team aren't getting any younger, and the future needs to be looked at as well, doesn't it? I think that's quite important. So we'll see how that works out. Greg says, hopefully Alex Zinsberger go now. Well, not while she's injured, I'm afraid. She'll have to get fit first. LG says the problem with our squad in general is that we don't have a numbers issue, but a profile issue. Many of our players are too similar. A Lotta is a slower and taller version of Leah. KCC and Vixen. No, I agree. I think that how many really elite players have we got? That's my concern. Leslie Russo, obviously, Mariona, obviously, they're elite players, aren't they? At the top of their game right now. Kim Little has been on the way down. Leah Williamson, how could we forget her? To me, she's an elite player at the moment as well now still. But we don't have enough, do we? If you're going to be winning big titles, I know we won the Champions League with this squad, but I think if you're going to be winning big titles, you do need to have a lot of elite players in your squad. And I don't think we've got quite enough of those type of players, and we either need to, some of the younger players that we've got need to develop into elite players, or we need to bring some elite players in. I think the Olivia Smith signing is a good direction. I think Holmberg is a good signing as well for the same reason. But yeah, no, I agree. We have too many players that are too similar. And this is where maybe Renee hasn't been worried too much before, because she had a short contract. Now she's here for the long term. She can start building for the future. And maybe we'll start to see that shift in that kind of area, really, in the squad. So let's see what happens. At the end of the day, we don't know what's going to happen now, do we? A lot of these announcements are only made today. We haven't really had a chance to process it all yet. But I think it's positive. And I think the transfer window is very early still. Yeah, I still think we're going to make at least one more incoming signing, at least one more, maybe two, but probably no more than two. But I think we'll certainly bring at least one more in. I think it will be a midfield player as well. And I think Layla Herbert's coming. I don't think she's going to be that player that's going to come in and take that position in the squad yet. But again, it's get her at the club, get her to learn and develop. Oh, there we go. I do apologise. I'm out of there. So yeah, let's see what happens. I think there'll be at least one more signing, but let's have a look and see. Greg says it's good to build for the future, but we've still got to keep an eye on the present. Well, absolutely, it's getting that balance, isn't it? It's getting a balance between bringing new players in, new younger players in, keeping the more experienced players around them, developing it, and then you can make those changes, can't you? Michael says, is Palova an elite player? I would have said 2 years ago, before her injury, she was certainly heading in that direction. She's not quite got back yet to her best since her injury, which is understandable. So at the moment, no. I think she's still got the potential to become an elite player. Absolutely. I think she's brilliant. But yeah, not at the moment. No, I don't think she's an elite player yet. But as I say, early days. So let's see how she develops here, really. So, of course, we've had some signings. We've had a new sort of technical announcement. We've got an extension for the manager. Lots and lots of positives. And of course, what is the most positive thing is that we finally got some football back this weekend. The WSL is back. We are back in action tomorrow at the Emirates Stadium. And of course, it's a massive game as well, isn't it? Manchester United. Wow, we have to win this one. So what a game to come back to. None of this easy games to get yourselves back into it again. It's a big game. It's a big game for Man United as well, of course. We have just overtaken them, didn't we, just before the break in the WSL to sneak into that third position. They're now behind us. So it's a really big game for us. We've got an opportunity to open up a little gap on them, haven't we? And we said before about the top three, feeling at risk. I think beating Manchester United tomorrow would ease that risk quite a lot, wouldn't it? It would give us a bit of breathing space in the top three. And also, it keeps that pressure on Chelsea. It'll take us above Chelsea again. It puts us closer to Man City before they play. So I think it's such a big game. It's difficult to know what's it's difficult to know, isn't it? What stage the players are going to come back in? Are they straight away ready for such a big game? Let's hope so. No real excuses, but it's a massive game, isn't it? So let's see what Andreas has got to say ahead of the big game tomorrow.
Let's first look on the game on Saturday. It's Man United to start the second half of the season, and it will be a very important game, a very tough game. And if you don't believe it, then look on the table. We are 1 point ahead of United and 2 ahead of Spurs, if I'm right. Let me just check. We have 22 points, United has 21, and Spurs have 20 points. And if we look up the table, then there's Chelsea, 2 points clear to us. So, yeah, if you consider this situation at the league table, then it's extremely important to start with a win and to beat United. If we win, then we could be 4 points clear to United. I think this would be a very good step to start the second half of the season. Is it possible? Yes, of course. We don't have to fear any opponent with our squad if we are playing at the highest level, and especially at home. Is it Meadow Park or at the Emirates? We are always favorites at home, and we are playing at the Emirates. I think 35,000 attendance approximately, maybe a bit more. And we are used to it. United is not used to play in front of such a crowd. They normally play in front of 1,000, 2,000. So this will be new for them.
Yeah, and obviously one of the things that was mentioned today, of course, when Mane's contract was extended, was the fact that she hasn't lost a WSL game at home since she's been manager. So that's a great record. You know, when you look at the teams that we've played under her management at home, of course, last season, we've mentioned it before, those goals that we scored in home games, not quite so many this season, let's be honest. But anyway, the fact is we've got a great record at home, certainly in the WSL under Renee. So we want to continue that. I think the Emirates has now become our home. You know, I think when we were first making that transition a year or so ago, we lost quite a few games at the Emirates, didn't we? We seemed to struggle. Now we've definitely made it our home now, and you can see what difference it's made. We don't lose it now, do we? Really, we don't lose it hardly at all. So it's going to be a tough game for United as well. Let's be honest. I mean, they know that if they lose to us tomorrow, that's a massive gap they need to make up. But equally, they've got the opportunity. They know that should they come there and win, they've won at the Emirates before. I called a couple of seasons ago, if you remember that mad game when they scored twice in the last 5 minutes. Leslie Russo got the winner, didn't she, that day? Of course, that was the day Beth Mead got injured as well. But yeah, it's a big opportunity for both teams, really, isn't it? And whoever wins this game is going to be massive favourites to finish in that top three, I think. Or maybe go even higher. But yeah, it's a big game, isn't it? We have to make sure that we're switched on, we're ready, and let's see. And Matthew says Palova needs to get her courage back right now. It's pretty poor. No, I agree. Yeah, Greg says looking forward to go up on the train tomorrow. It will be a sweet smelling train. There's no Tottenham supporters will be on there. Yeah, that's a fair point. Agnes says, really hope we win tomorrow, but will be really difficult. Yeah, of course it will. Michael says, it's a massive game tomorrow. Absolutely. It is a massive game. You're right for both teams, of course. John says, beat Chelsea and Man City and be above Chelsea and 2 points behind Man City, then hope Chelsea beat Man City to gift us the title. What could possibly go wrong? Indeed. I mean, that's the dream scenario. It's still possible. Of course it is. I always believe that we can win every trophy until mathematically we can't. If it's a cup, till we're knocked out. And if it's the league, until mathematically we can't no longer do it. So I'm going to keep believing that we can. We need to do our job. We need to win our games and hope that the other games go our way as well to help us. But tomorrow we have to win. There's no other result we'll do. And, you know, I've said it on this show plenty of times before. I don't care in games like this if it's a scrappy 1-0 or if we have a brilliant performance and win 4 or 5-1. Doesn't matter. Tomorrow's all about winning the game and making sure that we do that. And it's not going to be easy. As we said, Man United are a good team. They've got good players. It's never an easy game against them. Even last year when we were in a great position at 4-1 up in that last game of the season and, you know, they got them goals back and we could have thrown it away. So it's never easy. We drew, of course, the game away, didn't we? 0-0 earlier in the season. Bit disappointing performance from Arsenal really on that particular occasion, but I guess a 0-0 draw away at Man U isn't a disastrous result, is it? Let's be honest. But at home, we have to win. We have to win at home. There's no question about that. So let's do all that we can to make sure that we do that. Andreas has got some more thoughts on the game as well and the Man United team.
I'm sure there's one question. What about the new signing, Lea Schuller? She came from Bayern Munich, so I know Lea Schuller very good. And how can I describe her? I think she's, you could call her an old-fashioned number 9. She's a box player. She loves to stay in the box. She's very quick in her reactions in the box to win second balls, or if there is opens a quick chance, then she's there. And she's tall, so she's very strong in the air. She loves to be feeded by crosses or corners, and she's always dangerous. But is Lea Schuller ready to start? I mean, she's training with the United squad for a week, maybe. How good is she adapted to Rolfe, Malar, Toon? But anyway, the squad from United, I don't know their players all. So I had to check it here, and of course they have a very good goalkeeper in Valentulis Joyce, one of the best, at least one of the best in the WSL, maybe in the world. Really good season last season, and still, she's very good. So in defense, they have newly signed Heiner Lundqvist as a fullback. Then, of course, we know Maya Letizier, the team captain, Lioness, and very, very good center back, and she organizes the defense and plays a very good season. Other names we know, Dominique Janssen, she was at Arsenal when we last won the title. And another name I would like to mention, Jade Riviere, also a very good fullback. And then the midfield, we all know Ella Toon and her quality. We have to take care of her. Then there's Leah Galton. Then Swedish international Julia Zigiotti. She also came from Bayern Munich before this season. Japanese international Hinata Miyazawa. And the attacking line, we spoke about Lea Schuller and Jess Park, another lioness, which so far really fitted in well in the United squad. Then Melvin Malar, French international, Geise, Brazilian, and not to forget Elizabeth Thurland, Norwegian international. So you see a lot of international players and a very good squad. So far they are fourth in the table, and they also qualified for the knockouts in Champions League for the first time. It's a squad and a team we should respect and not underestimate. But
I think a few technical issues there. I think that was more to do with the stream rather than Andreas' videos, because it played perfectly well yesterday. But I mean, obviously looking through it, we know United are a good team. We know that. They've got great players. Lea Schuller, of course, as Andreas said, he knows a lot about her. We've seen plenty of her. We've played Bayern Munich enough times. We've seen Germany enough times. We know she'll be a threat. Will she play tomorrow? I'm not sure. I think she'll be on the bench. She may well come on. They've got a lot of attacking options, Man United, haven't they? And this is what I'm saying, you see. A player like Lea Schuller is a top player. Is she elite? I don't know, but she's certainly not far off. And they're the sort of players that we should be signing. Man United have got Mallard, who's a very, very good player, who's a very experienced international player. They've made good signings, United, but we're coming into this game ahead of them in the league, aren't we? So we need to be positive about that. It's a tough game, of course it is. We understand that, but let's go for it. Let's be strong. Greg says, we've seen Shola and she's never got the better of Williamson in the England games. No, that's true. Will Williamson start tomorrow, though? That's my concern, really. Agneta says Lindqvist, Sandberg, Zanotti, Rolfo. Yeah, a few Swedish there, of course. John says, yeah, 1 week after Man United, we played Chelsea. Week after that, Chelsea played Man City. Week after that, we played Man City. The league could be decided the next 4 weeks. Yeah, it could be. All big games, aren't they? And it's exciting, isn't it? You know, it's exciting that we're in there involved. We still got chance. But let's not worry too much ahead. Let's concentrate on tomorrow first. Let's get that game won. And then we can start looking at the future games coming up, which are very exciting. A lot of exciting games. The FA Cup, of course, as well, will be coming up shortly as well, won't it? So lots and lots to be excited about. But of course, we can't let Andreas go from the Man United game without, of course, giving us his.
Let's look on our team. Who will start? In goal, I think Anneke Borbe will still start. Daphne is back in training, but my gut feeling is that Daphne will be back for the Chelsea game and for the World Cup, this Champions Cup at Brentford and at the Emirates end of the month. So probably Anneke Borbe will start. In defense, I expect Emily Fox and Katie McCabe as fullbacks, and I think Leah Williamson will start probably with Steph Catley. And as I said, they will have a lot of work to do against a good attacking line from United. The midfield, probably Kyra Cooney-Cross. She had some good games before Christmas, the last 5 games, I think she will start. Of course, if she's fit, Kim Little, our captain, of course she starts, and Mariana in the 10, that would be the best. And what about the attacking line? I think it's Beth Mead, Leslie Russo, and Olivia Smith. So then.
So we'll start that again because it was a technical issue.
Who will start? In goal, I think Anneke Borbe will still start. Daphne is back in training, but my gut feeling is that Daphne will be back for the Chelsea game and for the World Cup, this Champions Cup at Brentford and at the Emirates end of the month. So probably Anneke Borbe will start. In defense, I expect Emily Fox and Katie McCabe as fullbacks, and I think Leah Williamson will start probably with Steph Catley. And as I said, they will have a lot of work to do against a good attacking line from United. The midfield, probably Kyra Cooney-Cross. She had some good games before Christmas, the last 5 games, I think she will start. Of course, if she's fit, Kim Little, our captain, of course she starts, and Mariana in the 10, that would be the best. And what about the attacking line? I think it's Beth Mead, Leslie Russo, and Olivia Smith. So then we still had the chance to bring Stina, Frida, Caitlin. So there's enough firepower from the bench. And let's dominate the game. Let's be concentrated from the beginning. And my prediction is 2-1 to the Arsenal. Come on, you Gunners.
I do apologise for the slight technical issues that we've got. So yeah, that's Andreas is obviously team news. Hope you could hear most of that. I know there was a few technical issues going on with it, but hopefully, and of course his score prediction was 2-1 to Arsenal. Of course, exactly what we need. Again, it says no Kyra. There won't be no Kyra. Of course, she's gone home. Her mum, of course, as we heard this week, is not well. So yeah, Kyra unfortunately won't be available tomorrow. Greg says, I think we'll play Russo in a 10 and Steiner up front. I wouldn't mind that at all. I would not mind that at all. And it says, so cold he froze. Yes, he must be cold, yeah. No, Kyra, she's back home in Oz. Yeah, exactly, yeah. So she won't be available tomorrow. So, yeah, let's see what the team is. Personally, I would go with, obviously, it's going to have to probably be Alec Balber in goal because Daphne won't be fit. I think it will be Emily Fox at right back. I think it will be Katie McCabe at left back, and two centre backs will probably be. I think Leah Williams will start now. I think she's ready to start. So I think it'll be her and Steph Catley. In midfield, it'll probably be Kim Little with Mariona. You expect that's what it's been most of the season, hasn't it? Probably Freedom Marnham, I would expect, and then in the front three will probably be. I personally would go with Olivia Smith and Bessie Russo. It's tough to. I don't know what's going on with this. Are we back? Not sure if we are we? I don't know if you can hear me. I don't think you can you? Are we back? We do seem to be struggling a little bit. Are we back now? All right, okay. Greg's then put a prediction in 4-1 for Arsenal, of course. I'm sure Greg will appear on Andreas's vlog as well, as usual. That'll be good, won't it? Johnson, I can hear you. Video is breaking up. My voice is okay. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I don't know if it's my camera or my laptop. Michael's Danish. Good to see you, my friend. Hope you are doing well over there in Denmark. We've got Danish weather or Scandinavian weather at the minute here in the UK. So, yeah, give us your score prediction as well. Andreas has gone for 2-1. Obviously, we have to win. I'm going to back us to win. So I'm going to go. I think we'll probably concede a goal. I don't have too much trust in Alec Balber in goal, unfortunately. So I think we will concede a goal, but I think we've got enough about us to win. I'm going to go 3-1. I'll go in the middle between Andreas and Greg. I'm going to go 3-1, and we'll get the job done. I wouldn't be surprised if it was 3-2, actually. I'll go 3-2. I'm going to go 3-2. So that'll be a good game, won't it? And we'll come out on top. So that'll be good. And yeah, let's hope we can get the job done and push on. You know, we had a good finish to 2025. Let's get a good start to 2026. We've had positive news today behind the scenes, off the pitch. And let's see if we can get some positive news on the pitch as well tomorrow at the Emirates. So if you're out at the game tomorrow, Andreas will be there. So you might not be able to see him live tonight on the show, but you will be able to see him live tomorrow at the stadium if you are there. He'll be in club level, of course, as always. And I'm sure he'll be around the armory and stuff like that before and after the game. So, yes, we are back. Football is back. The WSL is back, and it's a massive game, isn't it, to come back to? It's going to be good. So make sure that you enjoy the game tomorrow. I don't know if you can hear me now because I can see the camera's gone again. Definitely think this. I think my laptop is about to die. Actually, it's not able to do its job very well now ever. I think it's just a new laptop for the future. But anyway, I don't know if I'll be able to do the 12:30. It's not. I don't know if I'll have time to actually get a stream set up. Then it's going to work because of the laptop. But at the minute, who knows? But anyway, that is where we are, unfortunately, at the moment with all of this. I don't know. Sorry, I don't know what's going on. Anyway, we'll get this sorted out. I guess there's new laptops out there for. Yeah, well, they're expensive, aren't they? I can't afford one at the minute, unfortunately. John says, I'm going for a nervy 3-2 as well. Man United are better away from home and are very close to a goal. Yeah, no, they are. You're right. I think it's going to be a tough game. Have a nice weekend. And yourself, enjoy the weekend. Yeah, I do need a new laptop. I think that's what I need. But anyway, I have to get by with this. So I don't know if I can do a watch along tomorrow. Just a 12:30 kickoff is a bit early for me on a Saturday. I should be able to watch the game, but I don't know if I'll have the chance to get everything set up to do a watch along or not. I don't know. If I can, then I will, and I'm sure you'll get a notification to join me if you can. If not, we'll be back, of course, next week. Is there a big game next weekend? I think there might be, mightn't there? So we'll have our normal show on Friday. Of course, Andreas will be back for that one. It'd be good to have him back in the studio as well. You know, I didn't have anyone to fill in for me, did I, when my camera went a bit stupid? But anyway, Andreas will be back next week. So obviously, thanks to Andreas for his video clips. He wanted to be part of the show. Actually, there's one more clip where we need to play actually before we go from Andreas. So we will let him have his final say.
That's what I wanted to contribute for the show, and there will be a match day vlog from the United game, and hope to see you there. And of course, hope to be back in the show next Friday. Yeah, let's hope for a good restart of the season, and a good start here in this intensive period in January with a win against Man United. And as I said, 2-1 to the Arsenal. Come on, you Gunners. And to all our viewers, have a nice or interesting show tonight, and see you then. Bye-bye.
Right, I don't know what's going on. I don't know if it's going to work now. Let's hope so. I'm not sure what's happening with it. Anyway, it's a bit of a pain. John says there, by the way, Rich, if you're looking for a stream, it's a VPN. At the bottom of the game preview on Arsenal website is a link to which channels it's on in each country. Now, I've seen that actually, and sometimes I've managed to find, particularly Champions League games are a problem with that, aren't they? But sometimes not all of those streams are available on the VPN that I've got, so it doesn't always work. But no, I do try and check that out if I can. So yeah, I mean, it won't be too much of a problem tomorrow because obviously the game's on Sky, isn't it? So that'll be okay. But yeah, hopefully I'll be able to do a watch along tomorrow. I don't know yet if I'm going to have a chance to do it. But if I do, I'll be here. A notification will go out. Obviously, you'll know if I'm live. But if not, I say I'm sure you'll all enjoy the game anyway because it's going to be a good one. It's going to be a tense one, and we are going to win. Of course, we are, because it's been a positive week, hasn't it, for the club? Really, we've had some good announcements. We've got a brand new player we may see a little bit of tomorrow. And of course, we have now got a manager that is going to be here for, well, hopefully for the next 3 years. I know contracts don't often always mean that. It's very results orientated, isn't it? If we have a poor finish to this season, if we start badly next season, she might not last out this year, 2026. But let's be optimistic. Let's hope that she can do the job that we need her to do. I'm sure she will. And then, of course, we can all be celebrating again in May, as we have been for the last couple of years, haven't we? With a nice little trophy, of course, which we hopefully will be able to lift one or two or three. Who knows? Let's hope that. So yeah, obviously the laptop problems and the issues are still ongoing. There we go. You see, it's happening again. I'm not too sure what we can do about it now. I'm not sure if you can hear me or if the sound's gone as well. So frustrating. I don't know if you can hear me or not. I'm not sure if you can. We've kind of got through everything we needed to get through anyway. So, yeah. I suppose it's probably going to be a good idea to finish the show now. We've pretty much got for everything anyway. Hopefully I can get a watch along done tomorrow and I'll be able to see you then, assuming all of this, assuming the laptop works anyway. But anyway, if not, then, you know, if I can do one, I will, put it that way. We'll get through it if we can. So, yeah, I do apologise for all the technical issues. Unfortunately, these have been happening a bit too often lately. Obviously, there is some issues that I need to try and get sorted out at my end and see if we can get that done. But anyway, look, thank you all for watching and your contributions in the chat. As always, I say thanks to Andreas for his video contributions. He couldn't be with us tonight, unfortunately, because, you know, they put Arsenal men's game on a Thursday. Why would they do that when we needed the show on a Thursday? Anyway, next week we will be back on Friday. Andreas will be here, and we will, of course, be looking back on the Man United game, hopefully looking back on a good victory, and, of course, we'll be looking ahead to the little game we've got coming up at Stamford Bridge, I think it is. So let's enjoy that as well. So have a good weekend. Hopefully the weather might not be too bad. We've got storms due here in the UK, so maybe we might have some fun weather. Maybe that's what's causing me problems tonight. Maybe it's the storms coming on their way, maybe, who knows. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I really appreciate your company. Thanks to Andreas. Thanks to all you guys. If I'm here tomorrow for the game, hopefully you'll join me then. If not, we will see you again next Friday for the show with Andreas. Have a good weekend. Enjoy the game tomorrow. Say hello to Andreas if you see him. John says there, thanks, Rich and virtual Andreas. See you soon. Yeah, well, we'll definitely be back next Friday, if not before. So, yeah, it's going to be a big game tomorrow. Enjoy it. Hopefully you don't get too cold. If you are going, wrap up well. Say hello to Andreas. If you do get the chance, maybe have a pop onto his video and say hello, and that would be nice, wouldn't it? So, yeah, we will, of course, see you then. Agnes says, come on, you Gunners, indeed. So thanks for watching, guys. Take care and enjoy the game tomorrow. We'll see you soon. And of course, in